Have you ever felt like you're putting in the effort, but the person you care about seems to be drifting further away? What if I told you that the key to preventing her from ignoring you isn't about changing her? It's about understanding yourself and the dynamics of human connection. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of relationships and personal growth, uncovering 9 powerful principles that can transform the way you connect with others. Whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, or even a colleague, these insights will help you build stronger, more meaningful relationships. So, if you're ready to stop feeling ignored and start feeling valued, let's get started. Before we dive into the 9 principles, let's address something crucial. Why do people ignore others in the first place? Ignoring someone isn't always about disinterest or malice. Often it's a response to unmet needs, miscommunication, or a lack of emotional connection. The good news? You have the power to change this dynamic. By focusing on self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and intentional action, you can create an environment where connection thrives. This video isn't about manipulation or quick fixes. It's about building genuine, lasting relationships rooted in respect and understanding. Ready to transform your relationships? Let's dive into the first principle. Section 1. Building emotional awareness. The foundation of any strong relationship is emotional awareness. This means understanding your own emotions and recognizing how they influence your behavior. When you're emotionally aware, you're better equipped to communicate effectively and respond to others with empathy. Emotional awareness starts with self-reflection. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Why do I feel this way? How is this emotion affecting my actions? By answering these questions, you gain clarity and control over your emotional responses. Emotional awareness also involves recognizing the emotions of others. Pay attention to non-verbal cues like body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. When you understand what someone else is feeling, you can respond in a way that fosters connection rather than distance. Remember, emotional awareness isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. When you're present, you create a space where others feel seen and heard. And that's the first step to preventing someone from ignoring you. Section 2. Cultivating authenticity. Authenticity is magnetic. When you're true to yourself, others are naturally drawn to you. But what does it mean to be authentic? It means aligning your actions with your values, speaking your truth, and showing up as your genuine self. In a world full of filters and facades, authenticity stands out. It builds trust and creates a sense of safety in relationships. Think about it. Have you ever been around someone who was completely themselves? Didn't it feel refreshing? That's the power of authenticity. When you're authentic, you give others permission to be authentic too. And that's when real connection happens. So, how do you cultivate authenticity? Start by identifying your core values. What matters most to you? Once you know your values, let them guide your actions. Speak honestly, act with integrity, and don't be afraid to show vulnerability. When you're authentic, you become someone others want to connect with, not ignore. Section 3. Mastering active listening. Listening is one of the most powerful tools for building connection. But not just any listening, active listening. Active listening means fully focusing on the speaker, understanding their message, and responding in a way that shows you care. It's about being present, not just waiting for your turn to speak. Think about the last time someone truly listened to you. How did it feel? Probably pretty amazing, right? That's the impact of active listening. When you listen actively, you make the other person feel valued and understood. And when people feel understood, they're less likely to ignore you. To master active listening, practice being fully present in conversations. Put away distractions, maintain eye contact, and ask open-ended questions. Reflect back what you hear to show you're engaged. When you listen with intention, you create a connection that's hard to ignore. Section 4. Developing emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and stay grounded in the face of challenges. In relationships, resilience is key to maintaining connection, even when things get tough. When you're emotionally resilient, you don't take things personally. You understand that someone's behavior is often a reflection of their own struggles, not a judgment of your worth. Building emotional resilience starts with self-care. Take care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Practice mindfulness, set healthy boundaries, and surround yourself with supportive people. When you're resilient, you can handle relationship challenges with grace and patience. Remember, resilience isn't about avoiding pain, it's about growing through it. When you're resilient, you create a stable foundation for your relationships. And that stability makes it easier to navigate conflicts and prevent misunderstandings. Section 5. Practicing empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's the bridge that connects people and fosters deep, meaningful relationships. When you practice empathy, you show others that you care about their experiences and emotions. And when people feel cared for, they're less likely to ignore you. Empathy starts with curiosity. Instead of making assumptions, ask questions to understand the other person's perspective. Put yourself in their shoes and imagine how they might be feeling. When you approach relationships with empathy, you create a safe space for open communication. Empathy isn't about fixing someone's problems, it's about being there for them. When you practice empathy, you build trust and strengthen your connection with others. Section 6. Communicating with clarity. Clear communication is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. When you communicate with clarity, you reduce misunderstandings and ensure that your message is received as intended. Clarity starts with knowing what you want to say and why it matters. To communicate clearly, be concise and specific. Avoid vague language and express your thoughts and feelings directly. Use I statements to take ownership of your emotions, like I feel or I need. When you communicate with clarity, you make it easier for others to understand and respond to you. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Listen actively and encourage others to share their thoughts. When you communicate with clarity and openness, you create a foundation of trust and mutual understanding. Section 7. Building trust. Trust is the glue that holds relationships together. Without trust, connection falters, and people may start to ignore you. Building trust takes time and consistency. It's about showing up, keeping your word, and being reliable. To build trust, be honest and transparent. Admit your mistakes and take responsibility for your actions. Show others that they can count on you, no matter what. When you build trust, you create a strong bond that's hard to break. Trust is earned through actions, not words. Be consistent in your behavior and follow through on your commitments. When you build trust, you create a relationship where both parties feel secure and valued. Section 8. Staying consistent. Consistency is the key to maintaining strong relationships. When you're consistent, you show others that you're reliable and committed. Consistency builds trust and reinforces the connection between you and the other person. To stay consistent, set clear expectations and follow through on them. Show up for the other person, even when it's not convenient. Be present in both big moments and small ones. When you're consistent, you create a sense of stability in your relationships. Consistency isn't about being perfect, it's about being dependable. When you're consistent, you show others that they can rely on you, and that reliability strengthens your connection and prevents misunderstandings. Section 9. Embracing growth. Growth is the final piece of the puzzle. When you embrace growth, you show others that you're committed to becoming the best version of yourself. Growth is about learning, evolving, and striving to improve. It's a mindset that inspires others and strengthens your relationships. To embrace growth, be open to feedback and willing to change. Seek out new experiences and challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone. When you're growing, you bring fresh energy and perspective to your relationships. Growth is a journey, not a destination. When you embrace growth, you create a dynamic and fulfilling relationship that evolves over time. And that evolution keeps the connection alive and thriving. Conclusion. Building strong, meaningful relationships isn't about changing others. It's about understanding yourself and showing up as the best version of you. By practicing emotional awareness, authenticity, active listening, and the other principles we've discussed, you can create connections that are deep, lasting, and fulfilling. Remember, the key to preventing someone from ignoring you lies in your ability to connect with empathy, clarity, and consistency. Relationships are a journey, and every step you take toward growth and understanding brings you closer to the connection you desire. So, take these principles to heart and start applying them in your life today. You have the power to transform your relationships and create a life filled with love, respect, and meaningful connections. Thank you for watching.